Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. Absolutely gutted, bro. And when you do your watch along here, away from home, yeah, with all of the mandem, with all of the brothers, the big sick brothers, it's even worse because you don't even get moments to take it in. You don't get time to think. You don't get moments to reflect. It's just noise. It's just pure alarm bells ringing. So agendas flying. And you guys know, yeah, I really don't want to say I'll take a point. I really don't want to say that's going to be real difficult. But you saw me on the previews. I was very respectful coming into this game. I was very calm in regards to our chances of winning. I said I'll take a point. I predicted 2-2. I knew we'd concede goals. We need to know this Chelsea team inside and out when we talk about these teams. And today, I hope the title race talk is going to stop because we need to start respecting the mission. The mission, whether you like it or you don't. And I would rather fight for the title. I would rather challenge for the league. I don't like sitting here seeing a clear gap between us and the top three on points. Not on today's performance maybe, but on points. Liverpool deserved to win this game. Let's get that out of the way first of all. We didn't disgrace ourselves. We were good. We were competitive. But when the fine margins are there, we don't get over the line in these moments, in these matches, especially away from home against top six teams. We are where we are, guys. This is a top four fight, and you don't have to like it, but you have to accept it. Because if you get too carried away and start thinking before we even make top four, start running before you can walk, Aston Villa are there. We're a couple of points off them now. So stick to the mission. Remember the target. That's all I have to say. Because we got a live show later on, and I know Don's going to have to, bro, shout out to you, brother. Focus. Concentrate. We lost today on fine margins, but we deserve to lose. We didn't create enough chances after their goal. You look at the starting 11, I was shocked to see Reece James. Absolutely shocked. But he played well today. I was shocked to see Lavia. He was our best player. Unbelievable. So first of all, Maresca, bold, and the medical team, bold, but it seems like we've come out unscathed. I don't want to see on Twitter later that these men have picked up knocks or injuries. I'm pretty sure everybody's fine. That was a bold 11. Respect. Enzo Fernandez, I think we all, in the preview, we didn't really want, well, not all of us, I think, we'll see, because I'll go back and look in the comments. I had a question, should Enzo Fernandez start? Some people are saying I'm inciting hate. I'm asking a very legitimate, debatable question that a lot of the fan base are asking, rightly so, away to Liverpool when we're dealing with ball carriers like Gravenberch and athletic players like Szoboszlai. I'm not inciting shit. And whether you like it or not, that was our strongest pivot today for a game like this, and I think they showed it. Caicedo and Lavia were really, really good, especially Lavia. Press resistant, ball carrying, checking his mirrors, recovering getting into the right positions to stop Liverpool from being even more threatening than they were. First 20 minutes, we were good. We played well. We were knocking it about, but we were flirting, right? We were flirting. It was a lot of foreplay. We did not do anything in terms of testing Kelleher often, repeatedly, consistently. It was a very half-baked performance. If you look at the first phase, if you look at playing out from the back, some lovely repetitive actions, some lovely moments where we are getting through Liverpool's press. We are playing in a way where we are asserting ourselves on them and we are making them think twice. And we are looking good at Anfield. But when it comes to the final third, we weren't at it. And I said, go punch for punch in this type of game. It's going to be difficult because they have more clinical finishes than us. We didn't even get an opportunity to show if we were clinical today because we didn't create enough chances. We did not create enough clear-cut chances today. That is the be-all and end-all. We all knew we were going to concede. We all knew that Sanchez could have a bozo moment. Our defence could lapse concentration. You don't concede goals to Ghent, Serviette and Brighton and Wolves unless you have moments, some lapses of concentration. Coming to Anfield is a different ball game. But going forward today, we did not create enough clear-cut chances. That's the difference, in my opinion, because I already knew we'd concede 2 goals. I said 2-2 in my score predictions. That was me trying to be as positive as possible. But we played some decent stuff in the first 20. I think that first goal, Salah was quiet up until he wasn't. That's how I describe it. Salah was quiet up until he wasn't. As soon as Salah got himself into the game, and I know people were trying to criticize, but he's 32, 33. He's not going to run games. He's not going to dictate games, but he is still a big game player and he can still have moments. And that's exactly what he had. And my whole worry and concern about the left back inverting, it was not Viega like I expected, it was Gusto, is that you will leave Salah up against Colwell. We saw that the moment before the penalty. And unfortunately, it is a penalty. It's a tackle from Colwell. He's not got it right. It's a penalty. He didn't really contest it. He bangs it in. It's 1-0. And thankfully, we held in, because it could have gone left. We could have capitulated. We could have conceded. And that's why I'm not shocked by today. We lost 2-1 at Anfield. It's not a disgrace. It's not a massive like, wow, how did that happen? It can happen. We are where we are. We got through that period. We stayed in the game. Yes, they could have scored more. They'll argue they could have had a second penalty with Jones on Sanchez. It could have gone either way. Sanchez got the ball, but he still clattered the man. I don't really care. So that was what it was. We didn't create enough big chances, and when they got their opportunity, they took it, right? And they started to make inroads in our defense. Second half, immediately we're out the blocks flying. We get our goal, and I'm like, wow, we're in this game. And my initial thought was, let's stay in this for 5-10 minutes, because Liverpool are 100% going to respond. Their crowd's going to get up. They are going to retaliate. So before we start thinking about getting ahead, which I'd love to be ahead, let's actually make sure that we're level for a period of time and let the game settle back down. That didn't happen. It was a great goal from Jackson. It was a great assist from Caicedo. That never happened. And Cole Palmer today was anonymous. I'm not going to cuss. The rivals will do that. They'll say, oh, where was he? Big game. Cool. You can do that. I'm not gonna, he was just poor. He was anonymous. He was a ghost, whatever you want to call it. Cole Palmer today was not involved at all. He was not involved. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. He was, whether he was marked out the game or whatever, dropping too deep, getting on the ball in positions that are not dangerous, Cole Palmer effectively did nothing. There was not a moment you could really say Cole Palmer did anything special or created anything meaningful. The two biggest chances we had was Jackson 1v1s, and they came from Caicedo passes from deep in behind. Sancho, he had moments with Trent. He could have had a penalty. I think we're very unlucky to not get a penalty in that first half with Trent. But Sancho, when he's cutting in, he's not looking like he's going to shoot. He's not looking like he's going to finish. That's a problem, because you're great at beating your man. You're great at twisting them inside and out. But now I need you to take your shot. I need you to have some sort of effect. And you haven't had that. You've just kind of jinky-majinky like PK Humble, and then I've not seen anything after. So Sancho, I can't really go too crazy with the praise. Madueke had his moments with Robertson. It was a back and forth. I wish we would have given him the ball a bit more. I wish we would have had more opportunities to go 1v1, because I do feel like that could have been a mismatch for us in our favour. We didn't have it. And Jackson didn't really have loads of chances, and he still leaves the game with a goal. And our defence, like I said, there's lapses of concentrations at time. Colwell had to learn a lesson today as well. He's been having a great season, but he was coming up against Salah. When he's cutting in, it can happen as well for him. And then obviously Jota and Nunes, they swap places. So, yeah. So like I said, we score our goal, but guys, immediately after conceding, after scoring, we concede. That just took the wind out of ourselves. We were anonymous from an attacking point of view after that. We didn't have any sort of impetus. We didn't have any sort of effect. We didn't have any sort of no chances. I don't think Kelleher really had to make a save. After they scored that second goal of Jones, a great pass from Salah. Credit to Trent today, defensively. I know people like to get at Trent. Defensively, he was very good today. Salah wasn't shining in the first 20, but he's had the impact, goal and an assist. Unbelievable cross for the second goal. Great touch from Jones. Jones gets man of the match. Great performance from him. Even though McAllister's a better player, we were looking at that as maybe an opportunity to control the game. We did have spells, but Jones was very good. Great touch, great finish. I do think Sanchez could have been bigger. Could have been a little bit more, Saeed was saying, Schmeichel-esque. Like, make yourself big. He didn't. He made himself small. He's turning his head that way. The ball's going that way. I'm not saying it's completely his fault, because there was a lapse of concentration in the back line, but you could have done more in terms of making yourself bigger. You shrunk, right? And it's a shame, because they take the 2-1, and from that moment, I'll be honest, we didn't do anything. The substitutions weakened our team. Lavia comes off, one of our best players for Enzo. Enzo, nothing really. Badiashile comes on for Reece James. Again, what is that going to do in regards to us getting a goal, unless it's a set piece, which we didn't really have many of. The only person that came on effectively and improved the team was Neto. Started driving at Trent, started making opportunities, trying to carry the ball forward. That was an improvement on Sancho. Nkunku comes on, but guys, we weren't really at it in the final third. We weren't really imposing ourselves. We weren't really pushing for an equaliser. It just felt like the game was just petering out, filtering out, and it's a shame. It's a shame, but it's not a shock, and it's not like crisis, Maresca, emergency meeting. Oh my days, where are we now? We're still where we are, top 4 fight. And that's all we need to remember. Before we get ahead of ourselves, before we start daring to dream, unfortunately, top 4, focus on that. Get it, because it's not easy to get, and we shouldn't just be writing it off as it's ours. Get it, and focus on your cups, and get your trophies. And as long as you do that, you've done what you needed to do this season. But anybody who's thinking about more than that, this is the type of game that you need to collect points in at a bare minimum to be in touch with those top teams, to be in that top 3. I've said it before in my predictions. That top 3 will be Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. We're not cracking that, in my opinion. And unless something substantially changes with the way we defend and the fact that we can, at times, not be clinical in attack, even though we get goals, we're not clinical, then shit can go left. But you guys let me know in the comments down below. Smash up the likes, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. In a bit, people. Peace.